addiction counsellor. I work in Hope House in Foxford. I'm going to be talking to you today about cocaine and mainly about sort of what you can expect in the kind of the journey trying to stop using it. I've been invited by the Western Regional Drugs and Alcohol Task Force just to share some of my my knowledge and share some of my experience of working with people over the last 20 years who are trying to stop using cocaine. First thing is if you're watching this and you're either thinking about stopping or in the process of stopping, keep going. Keep going. It is an incredibly difficult thing to do, but it is so worthwhile when you manage to take control back of your life. The one thing that we would find with clients or with people when they try to stop is like it can cause such a huge imbalance in your life. It can cause such a huge difficulty. The head is racing, the body is racing. It can be really difficult in the early days. And sometimes you can doubt whether you're actually able to do it or not. And that's kind of what I'm going to try and focus on a little bit with you today. I'm going to try and just maybe show you maybe a couple of things that could help in that process when you're trying to stop using, okay? And to maybe take the edge off the discomfort or the head racing and stuff like that. There's a lot of supports and services out there. They're all detailed on the Western Regional Drugs and Alcohol Task Force website. There's loads of stuff out there. Do use them. They make the journey a hell of a lot easier. They make things a lot easier for the person. The first thing we would be looking at with somebody when they're trying to stop is just trying to regain control of your body. What will happen is the head will be racing, the heart will be racing, the breathing will be all fast. You can be quite anxious at times. A lot of people would find it really, really, really anxious when they're trying to stop. The head can be anxious and paranoid. We'll get to that a bit further on. But the first thing to do will be to try and think about, okay, if my heart is pounding 1,000,000 miles an hour and you feel like you're having a heart attack, it's that kind of feeling, is to try and go, okay, I'm going to try and slow this down a bit. Like realistically speaking, with a lot of people, you're not going to have the heart attack, but if you're worried about that, do talk to your doctor. But it's just that the heart is racing and the lungs are moving so fast that you kind of send a message to your brain that, oh God, something bad is going to happen here. If you can slow down the breathing a bit, what will happen is you can slow down the thinking that goes with it. So the first thing you would have to do is try and regain control of the breathing. There's a really, really effective breathing technique called 3-4-5 breathing. And what that does is that brings a bit of regulation back into your breathing. What it would say is that you breathe in for a certain length of time, which is the 3, 1, 2, 3. You hold your breath for a length of time, which is the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you breathe out for a length of time, which is the 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what you're doing there is you're going to slow down the rate of the breathing if you do that for a little while. Now, realistically speaking, you're going to have to do that for about 10 or 12 minutes. That's what those breathing exercises would take to kind of get a bit of a foothold. The thing about doing a breathing exercise like this, I would always say to the clients that I work with, if you can start practicing these when things aren't too bad, then when you're really in the anxious state or you're really in that kind of it's easier to use it because you know what to do rather than just trying to find out how to do it when you're in that state. So practicing it would be a good idea. I would always say to people as well, practice it sitting down. You can do it lying down if you want. You can do it on the floor. You can do it on the bed. You can do it on the couch. But practice it sitting up in a chair. Because realistically speaking, you've got more options than if you need to do it out in the real world. You could always sit in the car park in Tesco's. I mean, if you needed to, you know, you could go to the cubicle in the toilet at work and take 5 or 10 minutes to do it there. You can find places to sit down a hell of a lot easier than places to lie down. When you're using cocaine, it messes with your nose, it messes with your lungs, we know that. So you might have damage to your nose. You might find it hard to breathe through your nose. If you're looking at doing breathing exercises, most of them would suggest that you breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. That mightn't be possible depending on what your cocaine use was like. So if you need to breathe in through your mouth and out through your mouth, that's fine as well. It doesn't make it any less effective. So the way you would do it is you would get yourself a space, chair like this, sit up in it straight as you can, nice and relaxed as best you can be, and then just breathe in. counting to 3 inside your own head. 1, 2, 3, breathing in. Then you're going to hold the breath. And you count to 4 while you're holding it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inside your head counting. And then you breathe out. All the way to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as you're breathing out. So you breathe in, counting to 3. 1, 2, 3. Hold it, count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And breathe out, count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in, count to 3. Holding it, counting to 4. Breathing out, counting to 5. Breathing in, counting to 3. Holding it, counting to 4. Breathing out, counting to 5. Now there's lots of this sort of stuff available for free up on YouTube and stuff like that. There's different apps you can get that you can download, that will talk you through this, and sometimes that can be helpful that you have another voice talking you through it. Because a lot of what goes with, the feeling and that, that sort of stuff, and you're trying to stop is there's a lot going on in your head as well as in your body. And even if you're sitting there trying to breathe in, counting to 3, hold it, counting to 4, breathe out, counting to 5, your mind can wander. Your mind can wander, other stuff can come in. If that happens, that's fine. You just start again with the breathing, count to 3. Don't worry too much about that. If it's easier to be talked through it by a video off YouTube, you just go into YouTube, 10, 15-minute breathing exercise, 3, 4, 5 breathing, whatever it is, you just put that in and it'll give you stuff to choose from. But like I said, if you have it practiced, if you know where to go for it, you're more likely to use it. What will happen if you do it for about 10, 12, 15 minutes is it will slow down the lungs. It will slow down the breathing. Okay, that in turn will slow down the heart rate. And when the heart rate slows down, then the head won't be thinking as much that you're having the heart attack. And that is such a common thing for people when they're trying to stop using cocaine, is that they think they're going to have a heart attack. It can lead you back to memories that you might have had from when you were using one. Sometimes you feel that as well when you overuse, or you use too much cocaine at a given time. So it's important to slow down. So that would be the first thing. Try and slow down the breathing. Try and slow down the heart rate. Then what you can also try, so that would be breathing exercise. Okay, there's different types of them as well, by the way. There's different types of breathing exercises. That's just one, but feel free. There's loads of different stuff out there. Find one that works for you.